That appear to indicate California Governor Gavin Newsom's new $3.7 million mansion was gifted to him under highly questionable circumstances. Here's One America's Pearson Sharp.
While the rest of Californians are suffering under Governor Gavin Newsom's onerous lockdown and struggling to pay their bills, the governor appears to be making backroom deals to pay for his massive new $3.7 million mansion. According to investigative journalists at Red State, Newsome was apparently gifted the 12,000 square foot estate featuring more than 8 acres of land along the American River in Fair Oaks, just outside Sacramento, through an LLC that's owned by his cousin. Newsome's cousin, who is also his longtime business partner, Jeremy Scherer, paid for the estate in December of 2018. Less than a year later, records show his LLC gifted the home to Gavin Newsome completely free, stating that Newsome was part of the LLC, allowing him to avoid the transfer tax. The problem is, Newsome didn't file any of this extra cash, and they aren't mentioned on his financial disclosure forms, which also don't include the LLC or the millions of dollars in gifts. Then, in January of this year, Newsome received $2.7 million when they finalized a cash-out refinance, and that was all tax-free since proceeds from mortgages are exempt from taxes. Attorneys and legal experts say being gifted such a property through an LLC is a huge warning sign for tax and regulatory agencies and likely indicates either tax fraud, money laundering, or a payoff or bribe. Currently, Newsome has failed to report at least 6 months' worth of rent, as well as the value of the new Fair Oaks mansion he received last year. This could result in some serious legal consequences, including criminal prosecution, since the value of the rent on its own totals more than $17,000 a month, well above the $500 a year limit on gifts. Newsome's acceptance of the mansion from the LLC is technically illegal. Tax experts also say because it was a gift, the value of the home itself, over $3.7 million, is also considered income and must be reported to the IRS as such. But this isn't the first time Newsome has managed to avoid paying the taxes he's imposing on the rest of us. Back in 2003, Newsome was cited because he conveniently failed to report more than $11 million in both real estate and business loans. He also failed to report at least $2.1 million in loans from his pal, Gordon Getty. Newsome makes roughly $1.3 million a year with his wife, and at the time he received the new home, owed at least $3.2 million on the mortgage for his previous house, meaning he likely didn't have the cash on hand to buy the new home himself. So then, as it stands, Newsome appears to have received a $3.7 million home as a gift, as well as $2.7 million tax-free, while also retaining the title to the home, adding up to what experts say could be construed as money laundering. Meanwhile, a picture of Newsome's new front gate at his Fair Oaks mansion shows the pro-illegal immigration governor does, in fact, believe in physical barriers to keep people out. Pearson Sharp, One America News.